Western states like California and Arizona will likely see an increase in large wildfires in the next 20 years. Families who lost their homes in those devastating wildfires in California are now considering where to rebuild. Cronkite News reporter Emily Fohr has a story from our Los Angeles bureau.
They're going to tell you, walk out of your house, you've got one little duffel bag, you lock your door, and you never go back.
Suzette and Tom Privatelli remember watching the mountains behind their Ventura County neighborhood being engulfed in flames.
But I could literally see flames coming up.
They never imagined the Thomas Fire, the second largest in California's history, would destroy their home.
It's the hardest part sometimes, like every now and then you just want to go home and you can't.
The Thomas Fire destroyed 1,063 structures in the Santa Barbara and Ventura counties. Unfortunately for those living in the West, a recent study predicts a rise in wildfires within the next 20 years.
Will we see California-type fires in the future? I don't want to be a prophet of doom. I'm a scientist, but I would have to say yes.
Donald Falk, a professor at the University of Arizona, used 35 years of climate and forest fire data to model future wildfire patterns. Falk says he found the years ahead will bring an increase in how much land will burn in the West.
And what we found was, first of all, that the seasonal climate has a really strong imprint on area burn.
That's because the West is experiencing longer fire seasons, which gives wildfires more time to burn. Falk says this is because of climate change.
So when we look at this increase in area burn, we're basically saying this is a climate change effect, and we're already seeing it with a very well-calibrated effect going back the last 30 years.
Falk says as temperatures and drought increase, the landscape becomes more flammable. He says most of the West can continue to expect, on average, bigger wildfires like the Thomas Fire in California. Despite this, Falk says the West is not an unsafe place to live.
We can certainly build and site our developments in areas that would be safe, that would provide ways to get out, and are less likely to be exposed to fire in the first place.
Meanwhile, the Privatellis are holding out hope while they wait to rebuild their home of 18 years from the ground up.
You can't live your life in complete fear. I'm not going to let this, ruin my life.
Arizona wildfires have burned over 150,000 acres in the past year. More than 1 million acres have burned in California, and the state estimates the cost to fight those blazes stands at more than $770 million.